Hey, what's up, sports bettors? It's Matt Modi with OddsJam, and we have four WNBA games today. Very, very exciting. So I will have some WNBA best bets for you guys. I'm going to have a couple in this video, depending on how the odds shake out. But what I will say is that the majority of my WNBA picks end up going in the Discord, and I've had a decent amount of success overall with my WNBA picks, aside from a little bit of a rough stretch recently. So the OddsJam Discord is it's exactly what it sounds like. If you know what a Discord is, it's a sports betting community for individuals such as yourself that I'm assuming bet on sports. We have some free offering, like our paid picks, which is pretty much anything you see here on the YouTube channel. Trophies where we post our biggest hits. And then we also track all of our profit in this spreadsheet here from all of the paid picks. So essentially, that was the free offerings. We do also have some paid offerings as well. The logic there being, we understand not everybody necessarily has the time to go through and line shop and find all the best plays, do all the proper research. I do. I'm lucky enough where that's my job, so I'll just post the best bets that I have in the OddsJam Discord, so you can kind of just tail those, not really need to think about it. So that's with the paid picks. We have everything tracked here. Doing pretty well overall if you look at just like total profit and stuff. Up like 11 grand or so. In the WNBA picks, after a cold streak, are in the green overall. We'll start tracking the WNBA individually as well, or I guess sports individually, so we can track all profit and loss by sports. But we're also offering a 66% off, 67% off between now and football season for the first 100 users. So we are getting pretty close to that first 100 users. So definitely recommend taking advantage of this, deciding if you want it for you. Like I said, the paid picks is where Alex, Randall, and I post our best bets. And yeah, like I said, it's just mostly so we understand the time commitment it takes. It's my job. It's our job, which is really, really nice. So join the OddsJam Discord and we can cash together, where you can get all of my WNBA best bets as opposed to just the couple that I give out here on YouTube. And there are 4 games today. Really, really awesome slate of WNBA games. 4 games. So the play that I have identified, making sure that the line hasn't changed. There's a couple. Number one, I ended up not taking this over. I got a little bit nervous about it because the line opened at 165.5 when I was logged on last night, and it's dropped all the way to 161, and now it's trending towards the over. So heavy money is still coming in on this game going under, so I'm going to sit this out and see if I can get an even lower price and wait to see where the odds shake out. But one play that I do really like is this Minnesota Lynx money line right here, plus 115 on BetMGM. So this is a play where the OddsJam line prices it at just about plus 110 with the VIG removed, plus 103 just overall. And we are getting it all the way up at plus 115 on BetMGM. So this is a 3-unit play for me. I'm going to go ahead and put 150 on this one. Go ahead and lock this in. As you can see on here, locked in 150 on the Minnesota Lynx money line. And let's talk about it. So number one, like I mentioned, it's positive expected value found using OddsJam. And to talk through the math a little bit, so like I said, we got it at plus 115. The OddsJam line, which everybody knows is pulled from the most accurate sports book in the world in terms of pricing odds. Having a sports book like the OddsJam Perfect Line at your disposal is even more important for sports such as the WNBA, which aren't as heavily bet as every other sport. So you can really find an advantage with these sharper sports books like the OddsJam line. I also look at a couple other ones that are sharp sports books. So this one, the OddsJam line, prices the Minnesota Lynx money line at plus 103. As I mentioned, with the VIG removed, it's priced at plus 110. So the VIG is just the juice that sportsbooks price odds. So if you go to calculators, you go to no VIG fair odds calculator, and you just type in both sides of the line. So it was minus 118 plus 103. It gives you the no VIG odds as well. I also like that it gives you the win percentage. So in this case, it associates the plus 103 odds with like about 47.5 win percentage. So, the plus 109, plus 109 with about a 47.5, just above win percentage. And the juice is this kind of the tax that sportsbooks price odds, depending on how you want to look at it. The example they give, which is the most common example that we see, is minus 110 odds each way. So if we're just looking at like minus 110, stuff like that, the logic behind that is if I risk $100 on any of those bets at minus 110, if my bet wins, I will profit 90. If my bet loses, then I will lose all 100. So that $10 difference is how the sportsbooks make their money. They juice up the odds a little bit, and they make the difference based on the juice. So removing the vig, removing the juice is very, very important to understand the true line of what these sportsbooks are pricing odds at. In this case, essentially plus 110. Again, which associates to a 47.65 win percentage. So another thing that is cool, that I find cool as a math nerd about sports betting, is all odds, they have an associated win percentage with those odds. So if you click this odds converter calculator and I type in plus 115, which is the odds that I got it at on BetMGM, right? Locked it in for plus 115. That has an associated win percentage of 46.5%. So about a full percent lower than what the OddsJam line predicts it at. So essentially what we're doing here is we're betting on a play that we think is going to hit just about a 47.5% of the time. And we're betting it at odds that you only need to win 46.5% of the time in order to profit. So that gap is positive expected value and how you can make money in the long term. So everything checks out from a math perspective here, equates to a profit margin of roughly 2.44%, which this one is a little lower, but I don't shy away from these lower profit margins because you can still find really valuable plays here, which is exactly what I did in this WNBA one, in this money line play. So this profit margin, this percent, can also be viewed as the percent edge you hold over the sportsbook, which in this case is BetMGM. The way it works is for every $100 bet at this with this specific bet, you could figure to profit $2.45 essentially. So for me, I put 150 on it, so I could figure to profit, let's call it like $4, $3.50, something like that. And the thing you need to understand is that obviously those numbers are low, but there's a couple things to keep in mind there. Number one is it's just one bet. So I'm placing, between 3 to 5 WNBA bets a day, depending on the slate. I'm placing even more MLB bets because there's an even bigger slate. I'm placing some tennis, some MMA. When football season starts, when basketball season starts, don't even ask me how much I'm placing a day. So this $2.45 per $100 turns into $50 a day, $100 a day. And that's just one day. And also, this is profit that will be realized today. It's not like, you're in an investment where you have to wait years and years to yield that profit. This will be, we'll get this profit today. So that's a couple things about sports betting, why I like it from the math perspective, from the finance perspective. Another reason why I like this bet was if you look at all the other sports books, so BetMGM plus 115, the OddsJam line, Bookmaker, and BetOnline, which are three of the OddsJam line is obviously the sharpest, and then BetOnline and Bookmaker are two other really sharp ones that we kind of use to set odds. Also have this closer to the OddsJam line. So all in all, this plus 115 is a pretty decent outlier. And then I did my own research into this one. I like to do a little bit of handicapping for WNBA. And there are a lot of things that favor the Minnesota Lynx in this spot. So number one, we're just looking at net rating. And that by the way, I'm just on WNBAstats.com. So you can look all this stuff up yourself. Just that basic net rating, which is universally viewed as the best way to determine how good a team is. It's just net rating. It's just offensive minus defensive, defensive, the higher the better. Minnesota Lynx, not great, 7th in the WNBA, minus 1.7. The Dream are even worse, 9th in the WNBA, 4th worst, with a negative 2.8. So the Dream are the home team here. The game is being played in Atlanta. But if you look up their home stats specifically, they still have they basically perform the same way at home that they do away. They're 6 and 7 at home with a minus 2.9 net rating. So nothing really great there. And even if you look recently, so if I reset everything, if I want to go from June 1st on, the Lynx actually aren't terrible. They're a little bit better with a positive net rating. The Dream are even worse with a 7 and 13 record. If I want to go even closer than that, even more recently to July 1st on, it even more favors Actually, it's about the same, but it still favors the Lynx, who are 4-5 with a positive net rating, while the Dreams still have an even worse net rating recently than they do on the season. So everything kind of screams Lynx in this case, especially when you consider the odds at plus 115 that you're getting it at. So I really like this play. Obviously, I put 3 units on it. So whatever 3 units is for you is what I would recommend taking. And now I'm just adding this to my bet tracker. The OddsJam bet tracker is something incredibly important in order to be profitable. It's just understanding, or excuse me, really important to sports betting is understanding whether you're profitable or not, and using a tool like OddsJam, the bet tracker, to determine whether you are or not. So definitely recommend checking out the OddsJam bet tracker. It's completely free. Just go to oddsjam.com, bet tracker bets, and it gives you all the information. But that's all I got for this video. BetMGM Minnesota Lynx moneyline plus 115 odds. If you're tailing, let me know. I would love to hear it. If you want the rest of my WNBA card, join me on Discord. We can cash together. And that's all I got for you guys. So I appreciate you watching, and have a good one.